This is Gene Graves. Thanks for everyone who's in attendance today. We're going to go through some discussions on the United Shippers Alliance, who we are and what we do. So again, thanks to everyone for being involved in this program. First one slide is, of course, me and a little history of what I've done in the past. Our agenda today, first of all, we're going to do an overview of the United Shippers Alliance. And again, that's basically a discussion of who we are and what we do. The second area is going to be our approach, process, benefits of the United Shippers Alliance, both our LTL, less than truckload program, and our ocean programs. We're also going to cover the commercial framework and rate structure that we use within the United Shippers Alliance, again, for both our ocean and our LTL program. And then at the end, we're going to discuss how to become a member of the United Shippers Alliance and participate in our programs. Start with the overview of the United Shippers Alliance. We are a nonprofit shipper association organized in 1996. Did our first ocean contracts in 1997, and at the end of '97 we got involved on the LTL side. So we are one of the most active shipper associations in the United States. There's only a few of us left. Those who had a good business model decided to become a for-profit organization, and those who had a bad business model are no longer in existence. So we are touted as being one of the better shipper associations in the United States. Currently, we have over 150 shipper members. Most of those are in the U.S. We do have a couple in Canada, one in Hong Kong, and now one in the Netherlands. So we have an international outreach as well as the domestic side. We have two major programs, the LTL transportation program. We do negotiations on behalf of our memberships. We have our master contracts, and our members and their pricing is added to our contracts. On the ocean transportation side, it's basically the same operation. We negotiate, use the volume of our membership to secure attractive pricing, competitive pricing, and then put those into our master contracts with our membership listed as affiliates. How the USA works for its members. So the first item up there, we leverage the multiple shipper volumes. As I mentioned, we have 150 members nationwide and some outside the U.S. Combined, we have over $100 million in total transportation spend. Again, we are a cooperative buyer of transportation services, and we do that, again, by using the leverage of the shippers' volumes. Collaboration and information sharing. Shipper associations are legal entities that use collective volume clout to secure competitive pricing. And the best practice sharing is, because we are a large organization, we can pick up some good things that are done by our membership and utilize that for the benefit of all of our members. Market awareness and expertise. We have 5 employees. With those 5 employees, we have over 100 years of collective transportation experience, both domestic and international transportation experience. Proven track record, we are one of the few that have survived. So there's about a dozen or so shipper associations left in the U.S. And again, the good ones became for-profit and the bad ones disappeared because of having a bad business model. Last on the list here is our multiple carrier options. We have contracts with 12 leading steamship lines and 10 LTL carriers. We'll share some of that information with you in a little bit. We don't have a contract with every steamship line or every LTL carrier. That way we're not diluting our purchasing power by going into with too many contracts with the LTL carriers and the ocean carriers. Here's a partial listing of our carrier partners. On the left-hand side there, you'll see our ocean partners, which are primarily some of our bigger ones are K-Line, Hanjin, Evergreen, NYK, ICL, Independent Container Line to Europe, CMA, APL, ZIM, and MOL. We have contracts with other carriers. Most of those are niche players for us. As you can see, we use quality carriers, a very select group of carriers. And the idea is that we want to maintain not only good pricing for our membership, but also good service for our membership. There are some carriers that we will not negotiate with because we feel that if we offered those to our members, the service levels would reflect on us and would not help our members at all. On the right-hand side, we've listed our LTL partners. On the national side, we have UPS Freight, we have YRC, the former Yellow and Roadway group, Conway and Old Dominion. They pretty much have nationwide coverage. Then we also have a group of regional carriers that includes Pitt, Ohio, A. Dewey Pyle, USF Holland, and Roadrunner. And we have several other regional carriers that we do business with, depending on what areas of the U.S. that they serve. We are unique as a shipper association. Most are product-oriented. They either one product or a select group of products. We chose in the beginning to become a general product shipper association. So we have all types of members with all types of products. Real quick, just bouncing down through the list here, Allied Mineral Products does refractory sand. Appleton Papers, that's carbon paper. Atkins Nutrition, that's health drinks and bars. Clark Equipment, forklifts. Dorsey is flashlights. DuraShield does metal stampings. Franklin International is a glue manufacturer. Jet Manufacturing does whiteboards, and International Fiber processes fiber for all types of different uses, one of them being the fiber that goes into pills that you take. And on the right-hand side, I'll go through these fairly quickly, Network Toledo, Toledo Scales, Micro Centers on the electronics, Mitsubishi Foods. They do food ingredients. A lot of those go to commercial bakeries, for example. Plaskolite is plastic sheeting. Poly-One's primarily resins. Pullman Holt does commercial vacuum cleaners. Stanley Electric does some automobile parts like headlights and taillights assemblies. And then Worthington Industries primarily is for the cylinders, like for your gas grill, as one of their products. What's our approach, our process, and the benefits of being a USA member and utilizing the LTL and the ocean programs? We have a very simple LTL program. What we try to do, at the upper left-hand corner, we try to get an FAK, freight all kinds structure. Our discounts range from 75% all the way up to 88%. What we do is we set the tiered FAK to optimize the freight savings as based on the actual class of the product. For example, we'll do a class 70 that covers, or class 70 will be done under an FAK 50, so your base rate starts at a 50, not a 70. Another example is class 85 machinery parts, that goes as an FAK 70. In addition to that, we do have waived or mitigated several accessorial charges that can save particularly small companies a lot of money. We have one member who joined who did a lot of had a lot of accessorial charges, and we actually, their reduction was closer to 52% because of some of the charges they were paying were totally waived. The upper right-hand corner talks about our negotiated tier fuel surcharge, which is approximately 50% below the published prices. I did a check this morning, and the normal price, depending on the carrier, is somewhere around 30.3%. We're right now at 16%. So we have a minimum savings of 16.3% on the fuel surcharge alone. We have a couple carriers who actually have a better fuel surcharge than that. In addition, because of the tiered blocks that we have, we're all close to dropping down into the 14% range. So when it gets down to 29%, we'll be at 14%. So there's a favorable savings there also. Lower left-hand corner, long-term partnerships with 10 leading national and regional LTL carriers. We've had some of our contracts with these carriers back into late 1997 when we started our LTL program. They've been with us for a long time. We have added some newer ones lately, but we have some of our LTL carriers who have been there around for quite some time. Lower right-hand corner, we have multiple carrier options for every major transportation lane. Depending on the volume and the geographic location, we'll set up 1 to 4 carriers that will meet our members' price, service, and needs. On the ocean program, upper left-hand corner again, we have competitive full container load ocean rates with all major trade lanes. There's not a trade lane between the U.S. And Canada to the rest of the world that we don't have carriers that can cover that. Again, using the volume leverage of our members, we secure pricing that most members cannot get on their own negotiations. Again, that's because we're doing it with much larger volumes than any one of our members does on an individual basis. The upper right-hand corner is a very unique product that we have that most do not have. It's a program that's called iRate. The little I stands for Internet. It is a cloud-based rate and contract management system. It's available to all of our members without any cost. It's a service that we provide our members. Basically how that works, if you have your password to get in and you have a shipment, say, from Columbus to Hong Kong, you enter that into the system, punch a button, and every option that's in our contracts from Columbus to Hong Kong will appear, lowest price to highest price. It would show door rates, it would show rail ramp rates, and then you can pick and choose from that. If you want to know the actual breakdown of the cost, you just click on the price and the menu comes down. It gives you the breakdown of the cost. We also show any future increases, whether they be fuel surcharge increases or general rate increase. And those are down there so that if you're projecting a shipment for next month, for example, when the new fuel surcharges go in, you would be able to adjust the bottom line number to account for the increased fuel surcharge. Lower left, competitive peak season and GRI assessments. The Trans-Pacific eastbound, Asia into the U.S., with almost all of our ocean carriers, we have a mutual agreement clause on the peak season and general rate increases. And a peak season means we have to agree to an increase or it doesn't happen. It's not an automatic increase. So that's helped us. And right now we've not taken any GRIs and we have not taken any peak season surcharges on the Trans-Pacific eastbound. For other trade lanes, we've either had waived or greatly reduced the general rate increases on all those lanes. Sometimes just simply the economics of what's going on in a particular lane, we will agree to some kind of a modest increase. We have not taken a full general rate increase on any of our carrier, any trade lane so far this year. Lower right-hand corner, again, we have established long-term partnerships with 12 leading container lines, and we add to and subtract from those as we go along. Again, some of these ocean carriers have been with us from the very beginning, the beginning of 1997 when we did our first ocean contracts. We maintain a partnership not only with the local sales representation, but also we have regular meetings with the ocean carrier management. We make trips to their locations, spend some time with them. Anytime we're doing a bid package for imports or exports, we always make sure that we sit down with particularly our primary carriers and walk through the process. Having that partnership with these carriers has been very beneficial to us and to our members in securing prices that probably we don't even deserve for the volumes that we have, but that is one of the things that in transportation, it is a personal relationship with the carriers that will end up helping you in the long term. The USA approach, how do we do this? You know, starting on the left-hand side, again, we have 150 shipper members today, over 100 million in total transportation spend in the ocean and LTL side. We take that leverage, combine that with the experience levels that we have, again, over 100 years of experience with our 5 employees, plus then the decades of membership experience. We've had members who have been with us since day one. New members would come in all the time, and again, we take the information they have, the information they share with us, and use that for the collective value of all. So we have the leverage, the experience, From that, we develop with the long-term relationships with the ocean and LTL carriers. And again, transportation is really relationship-based. You get a lot done if you know the people, and rather than just send an email, send a text, send a phone call. It helps to get in and know and actually be partners with these people. So you take the leverage, the experience, carrier relationships, and we end up securing the best pricing we can obtain for our members. And then at the end of that, the member has total control. We're not a 3PL or an NVO that says, here's your price and here's who you're going to use. Our goal is to provide competitive options, and at the time of shipment, whether it's LTL or ocean, our members control that decision making. They can use or not use the United Shippers Alliance contracts. They can use carriers that are outside our program. So it gives them total flexibility to get the best price service that they can for their companies. USA member benefits. It goes full circle here. We'll talk about the competitive pricing for the ocean and the LTL rates. And there is always that price service trade-off. Again, we mentioned that the carriers that we try to partner up with are quality carriers and are not the carriers that have the low price and not good service. So again, the competitive ocean rates, ocean and LTL rates, we provide options to our members. The whole idea is to take the leverage that we have, secure contracts that individual member may not be able to get simply because they don't have enough volume to do a contract. And then from that, we end up putting the pricing into our ocean program, the I-rate program. And the LTL, you can always secure the LTL pricing from the carriers with a password that gets you into our pricing. The total carrier management autonomy, you choose from the USA options. You have flexibility to use or not use the USA options. So there is no penalty for doing that. With the ocean program, full containers, you have 24/7, 365 access to all of your ocean options from any computer in the world. You can get those. That has been very beneficial to many companies. Companies that used to maintain price sheets and try to keep them updated now are using our program, which is updated within 24 hours of any change. And then you go around the circle more, and we talked about the information sharing with the peers, where the information that we secure and receive from our different members, we use that for the collective good of all. So you combine all those together, and you've got reduced expense internally and increased profits for your organization. USA Commercial Framework. We kind of get a list of these are the things that we ask, and they're basic things that we ask of our members. Information sharing, you share accurate shipping data, plans, and projections, so that we can use that to secure the optimal rates for you that we can. The more we know about what's going on within your company, your shipping patterns, weights, products, classes, all of that kind of information, the better we can negotiate with our carrier base. We never have too much information. The second thing we ask of our members is the best effort to utilize the programs. And again, that's just good common business practice to say, we've made the effort to put these in for you. There's no cost for the LTL side. There's no cost for the ocean side unless you use us, and we'll talk about that. So yeah, we're just asking our members to, if at all possible, use the programs that we set up for them. Next item is non-circumvent, which is, we ask our members not to enter into separate contracts with the same carriers that the United Shippers Alliance is using. And we ask the members not to negotiate with those carriers. Most of our carriers, because we have a historical relationship with them, will not do that anyway. But again, it's a good business practice to have. Confidentiality. We do not. We ask that the members do not share or use the information gained during the USA's carrier negotiations with the non-USA carriers. Just kind of keep that on a confidentiality basis. And last, the non-solicitation is not solicit USA members as employees of your organization. So what's our obligations under all this? Open access to all USA contracts. Any contract that we have, whether it's domestic less than truckload or the full container load ocean program or our export less than container load program, we make that available to all of our members, whether they have the option to use those contracts, those programs or not. So it's totally up to the member that whatever fits their price service requirements. Second item is no commitments without consent. We do not make a volume commitment on the behalf of any individual member. We do this again on a collective basis. Our contracts, ocean contracts, for example, do have minimum quantity commitments that we set up based upon the projected volumes of our total membership. But there's no individual commitment from a member other than to give us a verbal, I think I'm going to do this many containers with this carrier next year. The middle deal here, no participation requirements. We do not require a member to participate in any program. It is totally at the option of the members, the flexibility of the members. It's incumbent upon us to make sure that we have pricing and with carriers that have the price and the service levels that our members need to ship and get their products delivered on time and damage-free. Confidentiality, the same. We hold confidential any information that we receive from our members. We don't just use the information that's required to secure the pricing from the ocean carrier. And non-solicitation is again something that we do both ways. We won't solicit your members to become members of our organization and vice versa. So what is the United Shippers Alliance LTL fee structure? Well, the answer to that is nothing. It's free. There is no charge to any member. How we get paid is through a small incentive payment back from the ocean carriers. Whatever the freight charges are to our members is what they pay. Basically, the setup is once we get everything in line, you do the dispatching just as you do today with the carrier of your choice, USA carrier or non-USA carrier. You will receive the carrier's freight bill. They will invoice you direct, not through us, as opposed to a third-party logistics company. The USA negotiates the pricing on your behalf, and you pay us nothing. Again, this is all done because we get a small incentive back from the LTL carrier based upon the base rates and not the accessorial charges. So how's that different from the USA's ocean carrier fees? Primarily, we can't receive a refund back from the ocean carrier. So in that instance, what we do is we have an admin fee, administration fee per container, and that the base rate for that is $85 per container. However, it doesn't cost you a dime unless you actually use the USA contracts. And we receive a shipping report from the ocean carriers every month. And from that, we will generate our invoice to our membership at the rate of $85 per container. So you'll receive an invoice from the carrier for whatever charges are in our contracts, and you will receive a separate per container administrative fee from us. It's always the same, so you can, when you do your cost analysis and do comparisons, you just add our fees into the ocean pricing. Very simple way to do it, and it keeps everything pretty clean. So, USA membership and program participation process. Again, we've tried to streamline this down so that it is not cumbersome. It is very effective. We've been doing this since 1996 when we got started. So we think we have a handle on how to do it that makes it easier for everybody. Starting on the left-hand side of the page, you would execute a USA membership agreement and return it to us. If you're going to use the LTL program, we also have another form called a letter of authorization, LOA, which says you've allowed us to negotiate on your behalf with the LTL carriers. In case you don't want us to negotiate with particular carriers, either you don't like them or you have your own current contracts, we ask for that information up front, and then we don't go to those carriers at all. On the books, we have a $250 one-time membership application fee. Currently, we are waiving that fee, so it costs nothing to join the United Shippers Alliance. If all you use is our LTL program or our less than container load export program, there is no additional cost from us at all. We are compensated back. As we explained earlier, there is an administrative fee on the full container load ocean programs. So after you join the USA, you provide us with information on your transportation lanes and your volumes and all the pertinent information we would need to negotiate on your behalf, whether it's ocean or domestic less than truckload. And we would do that. The next thing is we would come back to you and say, okay, we've gone out to the carriers and secured these tentative pricing, and we always call it tentative until it's accepted. A tentative pricing, we will do the study for you, let you know what the new pricing would be. If you've supplied the information for us on what you're currently paying, we do the complete analysis and say, okay, here's what you paid, here's what it would be under the USA, and if you've got a good program, we will tell you got a good program. Sometimes we're better on all lanes, sometimes we're better on some of the lanes, and that will be included in the analysis that we do. So once their quotes, the pricing is received, you get an approval, we amend our contracts, again, ocean contracts or less than container load contracts. And once that's done, you're set up, ready to receive your freight cost savings. We're always there as backup in case there's any systemic problems, you have claims that you need help on, you have operational issues, a lost shipment, anything like that. Any documentation on the ocean side, we're there to assist on all that information. So again, thank you for your time, for listening to this program. Hopefully we've said something that perks your interest. Joining the Shipper Association, we welcome the opportunity to take a look at anything that you have that would work out, and look forward to talking with you. Thank you.